empowerment, liberation, exploration, versatility, aspiration, transformation, evolution. With your power supplies, I am Elevate. Yes, that is the full form of the Elevate. Now I drove this car almost a couple of months back and I was hugely impressed by the Elevate for its driving pleasure. But now the prices have been revealed, which means it's time to put it through my pros and cons test today. So in today's video, I'm going to be telling you what's good and what's bad about this jacked up city. The reason I'm saying it's a jacked up city is because almost everything underneath is identical to the city. Even the features, the engine, the chassis, everything is so much similar that you can actually call this a jacked up city. But Honda has taken its own sweet time to get a front wheel drive SUV. I don't know what kind of a segment this is, but it's very popular in India. It's so crowded that Honda is not late to the party. Honda almost missed the party.
Very funny.
But thankfully, this car is here, and instead of loading it with a lot of features, Honda decided to go for an aggressive pricing. In fact, the price difference between the top-end City and the top-end Elevate, which is this one right here, is just rupees 26,000. Yeah, this is just 26,000 more expensive on-road Mumbai prices, of course. And some variants of the Elevate in the same trim as the City are actually cheaper than the City. In which world do you offer SUV body style cheaper than a sedan body style when both of them have identical or rather very similar specifications? But that is the case. But since we are talking about money, let me tell you about an amazing fintech platform called PayMe. It's an RBI registered NBFC into digital lending which offers attractive discounts and interest rates with complete digital onboarding and easy repayments. Taking loan from PayMe requires minimum KYC and can be availed without any collaterals. The approval is instant. PayMe is fully compliant with recent RBI digital lending guidelines. Check the link in the description to know more. And now let's start with the first con of the Elevate. The first con and the biggest con is the lack of engine options. Honda offers only one engine with the Elevate, which actually is quite a nice engine. However, every rival offers at least two engine options, and the top sellers, which happen to be from South Korea, they offer three engine options. A naturally aspirated petrol engine, which is a rival to this particular engine, and obviously this engine is much better. Then they have a diesel, because a diesel is a diesel, and then they obviously have a turbo petrol engine option as well, and nothing beats a turbo because the kind of performance and output numbers with a turbo petrol engine is just unfreaking believable. But then Honda does not offer any diesel or turbo petrol engine option in India, so we can forgive them for that. But they have a hybrid in the City, and they have not offered it in the Elevate because the Elevate definitely needs it more than the City. But Honda is like,
my way or the highway.
And on that highway, I would love the turbo VTEC engine for sure. Now, if you have noticed, this thing opens all the way vertically, which is quite crazy. Con number 2 is the lack of good gearbox options. This car obviously comes with a manual gearbox, and the automatic is a CVT, which isn't that great because it has a rubber band effect. Meanwhile, all of its rivals offer a torque converter automatic gearbox option. Some of them, or rather many of them, even offer the option of a dual clutch automatic, which is state of the art. But Honda is like, no, we will give you the traditional CVT gearbox. You know why? Because efficiency is everything. Well, trust me on this, the manual is way better than the CVT. So you can save your rupees 1.5 lakhs by opting for the manual, which is a lot more fun and faster as well when compared to the CVT gearbox. Now that is some real consumer advice. I saved you 1.5 lakh rupees today if you're buying the Elevate, of course. Con number 3, weird cost cutting. Honda's cut corners in some ridiculous places, which is just not acceptable in 2023. The center passenger does not get a head because there is no center headrest at the rear. It also does not get a proper seat belt. Yes, you get a lap belt. Ironically though, the City gets a headrest along with a proper seat belt too. So I don't know why they have removed this from the Elevate. There are no height adjustable front seat belts. There's absolutely no USB-C charging socket in this car. And at the rear, you do not get a charging port either. Yeah, you only get a 12-volt charging socket. But who uses that anyway? There's no sunglass holder, the keyhole is exposed right here, which is very weird, and the spare wheel is made of steel. No, it is not an alloy. This car also misses out on rear disc. Yes, that is a drum right there. And even the 10.25-inch infotainment screen, which is one of the better units from Honda, doesn't feel that impressive. Even the cameras in this car don't have great quality. They're just about average, and you get regular old school wipers. Come on, I need better visibility in the rain. Con number 4, lack of features. Forget a 360-degree parking camera or a heads-up display or a panoramic sunroof or an electric parking brake. The Elevate also misses out on electric adjust for the driver's seat, front seat ventilation and a fully digital instrument cluster, which cars costing much lesser than the Elevate offer. Yes, cars in a lower segment in the sub 4 meter front wheel drive SUV segment offer all these features which the Elevate skips on. And what's even worst about this instrument cluster is the fact that the fuel meter is right there at the bottom, which means that I cannot really see it unless and until I raise my head and try to peep into it. How do I figure out how much this VTEC engine is drinking without having to peep over? Even the quality of the sunroof blind is very poor because under heavy braking, it just shuts on its own. Yeah, that's very flimsy. But the lack of features are justified to a certain extent because the biggest pro of this car happens to be the price. Yes, Honda has finally done aggressive pricing and the Elevate is very attractively priced. In fact, the price range is from 13.13 lakhs for the base variant going all the way till 19.19 lakhs for this variant, which is the top end variant, the ZX CVT automatic, which is extremely amazing because all these prices are obviously on-road Mumbai. In fact, the pricing is very similar to the city. Certain variants undercut the city in terms of pricing. Yes, the base variant is rupees 62,000 lesser than the city, both of them in SV trim. And for me personally, I would opt for the ZX MT, which is priced rupees 17,000 less than the city ZX MT. Unfreaking believable, and that is actually the variant to buy. The second pro is the engine because nobody beats Honda when it comes to naturally aspirated petrol engines. Yes, we take the stick in here! But only if you're driving the manual because in the CVT, this is how it launches. The Elevate with a manual gearbox is a joy to drive. The 1.5 litre engine is smooth, refined and an absolute hoot because it redlines at 7,000 RPM. Yes, the engine is phenomenal. Only thing is it's not that fun in the CVT, but with the manual gearbox, oh my god, you can have so much fun pushing the Elevate because the engine really responds, sounds really nice and is super duper smooth as well. And the ride, you can see that it just flies through the worst of terrain. Lovely car, yeah, lovely dynamics. And then however, with just 121 PS of power and 145 Newton meters of torque, this engine is definitely down when compared to turbo petrol engine options available in this segment. But because of the thrilling sound in the higher end of the rev range and the high revving motor, it's still a lot of fun. And you can see I'm having so much fun right now. Sadly though, the top speed is just 160 kilometers per hour and the fuel tank capacity is chintu mintu at just 40 liters. The third pro is the driving position because it is unlike any of its rivals. The driving position of the Elevate is just phenomenal. You definitely feel like you're driving a bigger car because you can see the complete hood of the vehicle. Yeah, the complete bonnet can be seen and that actually makes you feel like you're driving something more than just a jacked up hatchback. The fourth pro has to be the driving dynamics of the Elevate because in this department, the top sellers just can't compete with the Elevate. The Elevate has fantastic dynamics. The steering is full of feel and feedback and weighs up brilliantly at higher speeds, and the ride quality is amazing in spite of the fact that this car has amazing handling. In fact, the handling is phenomenal for a car of this size, or rather a high riding vehicle. The ride is just amazing. It blows your mind. Steering is light at lower speeds, easy to twirl, and then when you get onto bad roads, trust me, this car absorbs almost everything in its stride. Body roll is very well contained, body movement is amazing, and this is such a fun car to drive. I just love driving the Elevate. What a phenomenal balance between ride and handling. Absolutely sensational. The Elevate then is fun and comfortable but let down by the lack of features and powertrain choices. The aggressive pricing has saved the day for Honda, but this car lacks flamboyance. But if you want a no-nonsense car, the Elevate is difficult to beat. If you like this video, make sure to give it the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out the amazing fintech platform called PayMe. Click on the top right corner of the screen right now. Bye-bye.